Let's go.
I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down on my knuckles. I appreciate the ones who stuck around, just know I love you. I appreciate the long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tan and that white. A nigga play with me, he don't appreciate his life. Don't appreciate his life. And I appreciate the things that I've been through cause it shaped me to be who I am. And I promise it's the truth. And I'm a business, I'll be counting my days, cutting off a couple niggas and continue to make my moves, yeah. I got shit that I gotta do. Play with me, then you all a fool. Keep playing with me, you wanna be lame. You see, I'm tryna be nice, but you keep testing my case and my baby. Something ain't right with this picture I see. So I cut you off to keep my energy. You say you love me, then what is your key? Don't need you in my life, just wait and you'll see. I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down on my knuckles. I appreciate the ones who stuck around, just know I love you. I appreciate the long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tan and that white. A nigga play with me, he don't appreciate his life. Don't appreciate his life. Come at me, you better come with some respect. In my feelings, I'm just telling you what's best. Keep it real, you got animosity. I'm not tripping, but you gon' respect me. I'm not stressing what you talking about. Even if my haters come through to make you walk it out. Yeah, you keep on rapping, people come back and tell me what you be saying. You got me giving my Grammy. And I appreciate my real niggas, my family and friends. The struggle only made me just be greater within. I know the people that surround me keep it real. Cause half the ones I keep around, I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down on my knuckles. I appreciate the ones who stuck around, just know I love you. I appreciate the long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tan and that white. A nigga play with me, don't appreciate his life. Don't appreciate his life.
Period. What up, though? What up, though? Y'all already know what time it is. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all already know what song that was. Appreciate, because I appreciate y'all for coming in. Today is Tuesday. It's really Taco Tuesday. I'm just saying. Taco Tuesday. Not only is it Taco Tuesday, but today is Prison Talk. So if you have been on the yard and you would like to talk about your experience, guess what you can do? You can join the live right now. You didn't have to send in a flyer. Today, the floor is open for anybody who was on the yard and wants to talk about it. All you have to do is send an invite to the live, and we can get it popping. Until then, I got a couple of announcements that we are going to discuss. Now, first off, May 5th, I don't know if you guys know this, but I suffer from lupus. What up, dog? I see y'all coming in. Yo, anybody that's been locked up, today is Prison Talk. If you want to talk about whether you male, female, whoever you are. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you share the live. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. So it's Prison Talk. If you want to talk about your experience on the yard and what you're doing now, you are more than welcome to hit the invite button, or the invite button, and I will invite you up and we can talk about it. Like I said, I got some announcements. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and THA Couch on Facebook. My main Instagram, which is THA Real JANELL, and that's also my YouTube. So I need y'all to do this. Follow, support, share, comment, talk to me. I talk back. Anybody that comes on this couch, it's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. Give them that. Give them that good vibes. Give them that energy. Give them all of that. I need them to have all of that because y'all give it to me. So I want y'all to show them the same love. Show them the same love. So if anybody comes up here and talks about their story, guess what? It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. They don't have no limit to what they talk about. They can say whatever the fuck they want to right on this couch. Okay? And if you're offended, then guess what? Then you didn't realize that it was no limits, and it was literally no limits. Okay? Oh, shout out to TLC. All right? Y'all already know what time it is. Brittany got me hooked on lemon drops, so I made me my own little lemon drop. And if I must say so myself, I did do my motherfucking thing. Shout out to Brittany. If y'all need a bartender, that is your girl. Hey, thank you so much. Shout out to my homeboy Mello and his baby mother, which is my good homegirl now. Okay, she got me this little outfit, because she was like, girl, this is for you. Okay, you're gonna look good in that. And I was like, okay, I don't really do stuff on my neck, but guess what? This isn't even touching my neck all hard or nothing. It's actually pretty fly. So it's a two-piece. Okay. She did her thing with this one. So, I had to match up the makeup. They don't call me pretty ass for no reason. Okay. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. Yo, y'all, the floor is open. If y'all want to talk about it, let's talk about it. If not, guess what? Y'all just gonna hear my music and hear me talking, and we can start prison talk tomorrow. So fuck. But I am gonna talk a little bit about some things that I went through on the yard too. Okay. And also, y'all, that's what I was gonna say. May the 5th. For those that don't know, I suffer from lupus and I suffer from RSD, which is also known as complex regional pain syndrome. Neither one of them have a, I just got done playing Appreciate, but I'm gonna play it again. Neither one of them have a cure. So in lupus is more common in people of color. So a lot of times when I hear people talking about, awareness, something, they always talking about breast cancer awareness. Nobody ever really talks about us with lupus. So May the 5th, I'm going to be doing a Let's Talk About Lupus. It's going to be the first annual Oklahoma City. But this is going to be my 5th Let's Talk About Lupus since I've been out of prison. My first 2 was in Detroit. My 3rd one was in Tulsa. And I want to say my 4th one was in Tulsa too. I think I had 2 in Tulsa and 2 in Detroit. Either way it goes. If you are a vendor, if you would like to perform, if you just want to be a part of the show, make sure that you tap in. All the information is up on the page. It's going to be a really big event. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be in a beautiful area, the Plaza District in Oklahoma City. So if you do want to be involved, I would love to have you. All you got to do is hit me up. Everything is donation, and we are going to be donating to Almond Eye Foundation. So shout out to Larry and Almond Eye Foundation. Shout out to King Tino for hooking me up with him. I'm super excited and super stoked about this. And I'm super stoked about the venue that I got. I'm going to be meeting with the owner tomorrow because he was busy today. So I'm going to try to meet up with him tomorrow on my day off. So y'all, hey, this is some big news. I'm really excited about it. Any artists or models or anybody that want to perform during the biggest networking event in Austin, Texas, that is March the 18th. I will be out in Austin, Texas, March the 18th. In LA, March the 26th. If you are a model, or, no matter how old you are, trust me when I say it's all ages. This is in Austin, Texas, March the 18th, and LA, March the 26th. All the information is in the description. Like I said, I always tell y'all, always make sure that you read the description because I don't always get to say everything. Hey, thank you. Right. Y'all, if you haven't already heard fucking everywhere, the reason why is probably because you ain't no freak. Okay. Yes, let's get a workout group going. Yes, for lupus, I had high school friends in loving memory who suffered from it. Yes, I even have people donating haircuts. It's going to be a fucking vibe. So if you know anybody that suffered from lupus or you suffer from lupus yourself, that is definitely the place to be. Let's Talk About Lupus, May the 5th. It's on a Friday. It's going to start at 7 p.m. and it's probably going to end at 2. So just tap in, if you want to be a part of that. It's definitely something that you don't want to miss. It's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limits. Who got their drink? Cheers. Like I said, shout out to TLC. Okay. They better send me my stuff. Stop playing with me. Now, since today is prison talk, y'all already know what song I'm about to play. Thank you, baby. I love you. Got me feeling good now. Now, y'all told me I was cute. Yeah, but my baby said I'm looking amazing. Okay. Y'all already know what time it is. It's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limits. Today is prison talk. If you was locked up with me or if you was locked up at all and you want to talk about your experience on the yard and what you've been through and what you're going through now, you are more than welcome to come join the live on Facebook, THA Couch. All you got to do is hit the invite button and I will invite you up. So we're going to get right into the song time. So those that haven't did time, they probably not going to get this song. But those that did time or that know somebody that did time, then y'all are going to 100% relate to this. So shout out to my girls, shout out to my guys, and shout out to everybody that's still locked up. I love y'all.
We hit the jackpot this time.
Yeah.
Ay, big time, I did big time, giving up the years, they took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying.
Jessica!
Cry up in that courtroom, then the judge just dismissed me like I was dumb too.
I gotta pause this real quick. Jesse! How's it going? Let me turn you up. Hold on. Let me make sure you all the way turned up. All the way turned up.
Yeah.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. Let's talk about it. So first of all, Jessica Parr, my motherfucker.
Yeah.
So tell everybody how much time you did.
I did, altogether I did 6 years and 8 months. I did 5 years flat at Mabel Bassett. I pulled chains from Mabel Bassett in 2018. I went to Eddie Warriors. And then from Eddie's, I went to OKCCC and got out in 2019. So altogether, I was locked up from 2013 to 2019. I got a 17-year sentence out of Tulsa.
For what? Do you mind me asking?
It was for manufacturing with meth. That was back when everybody was shaking bottles and stuff. And it was, I mean, I honestly, prison changed my life. It made me a better person.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the main thing that you were thinking when you first got your sentence? Like, what was it?
Like, I was, I was in Women in Recovery in Tulsa, and I had caught a case in August of 2011, and I went to Women in Recovery in Tulsa, and I just wasn't ready yet. Like, I hadn't, you know, I hadn't really met God yet, really. Like, I mean, I had always, or knew that I had met him, but I was sitting in the courtroom, and I remember, like, because originally I had signed for, like, a 7. But I was in Women in Recovery, well, I had cut my monitor off, and I was out on the run and stuff, which ended up getting me a consecutive case. I had gotten a 15 and a 2. The 2 for cutting my ankle monitor from Women in Recovery. They had originally signed me for 7, but because I cut my monitor, they upped it to 15 and gave me a 15 and a 2 stacked. And it was just, I mean, I don't even think I really, you know, thought about it. It was a shock, but like, you're just in so much shock, you don't even have any time to really think about, like, I just got like fucking 17 years of my life taken from me.
Right.
And I did a hard time in the beginning, you know, and but that hard time changed my life.
Right. Did you have a lot of family support or outside support when you got locked up?
No, not really. My dad would send me money once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah, for Christmas and stuff. You know what I mean? My dad, he just would send me money once a year, and well, what I ended up doing was, I remember I was in the shoe one time, dealing with Amber's mess, and I was in the shoe, and Miss Bohan was like, "Why don't you try doing the exact opposite of what you've been doing, and see how that works?" And so I got a job at maintenance, and I ended up being able to take care of myself for a couple of years because that maintenance was the best job in the whole prison.
Right. Now, what makes maintenance the best job in prison?
Well, because I learned how to weld, and I learned how to, I can do electrical and stuff, and so I really was able to, and Mr. Steve, he is all right as long as you're doing your work and stuff. On Fridays, he wouldn't mind if we would like fix hot pots or, curling irons. It just really, it was a learning experience to say the least.
Right. Wow. Now, what were your relationships like in prison?
My first relationship in prison was actually with Shannon DeVerney. I came and pulled from A&R. I mean, Shannon had hooked up, but I was on the yard a couple months, and then me and Amber got together.
Mm-hmm. Amber
Hilberling. I was with Amber for like 14 months,
mm-hmm.
and she left me for T. Rucker. And what's wild is like everybody said that the T done killed Amber, but that's not the case. I don't think at all. And I'm not very fond of T. Rucker, but I don't think that T physically killed Amber. Maybe every other way, but physically, when you break somebody down, as you can see, like suicide is on the rise. And so when you break already broken women and more down and down and down, especially an affluent woman who really shouldn't have probably been there to begin with, like as long as she got. Amber did get a raw case, and it's kind of messed up.
Right.
What happened with her whole situation, she shouldn't have got the time that she got to begin
Facts.
with to have been able to take her own life in prison.
That's so fucking true.
And I know everybody wants to say that everybody wants that you want to have somebody to blame. You want to have somebody to blame. And I'm not saying that the prison doesn't cover stuff up. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that T. Rucker lived on C3.
Right.
With me. We lived on the same pod. And Amber lived in C1B.
Right.
And...
so you was on the yard when it happened?
Yeah, I was on the yard when it happened. I'll never forget that day as long as I live, October 24th, 2016, and so, I was in the gym doing adrenalize class, TI's class,
mm-hmm.
and, it was, Ashley Preciado and Lacey, they said something about Amber, was found unresponsive in her cell, and that was wild. That's probably the wildest shit I ever experienced in my whole life was how neglectful that the prison system was when it came to Amber. If regardless of not having camera footage, regardless of the accusations against T, regardless, mm-hmm. Amber did get an injustice because of if they would have did their psych checks the way that they should have, Amber might not have died.
Facts. Now, how long did it take for the officers to tell her parents, to tell her family?
Well, from my understanding, it wasn't even an officer that had told her family to jack. It was somebody that got a hold of her. They were trying to actually deny it. Like, they were so foul with the shit. Like, I remember one time Gangsta, her roommate, Mrs. Beck. Remember Miss Beck?
Sounds familiar.
Yolanda Beck. She was Gangsta's roommate, and Gangsta...
Yes.
Had went to the shoe, and that night her roommate died in her cell. And, like, that happened during the week. Her family came to visit on the weekend, and they called Yolanda Beck to visit, and she's dead. Been dead for, ain't even told her family yet.
Wow. Now, why do you feel that officers in prisons are able to get away with these type of things?
Well, because, united they stand, It just depends. It depends on the situation, because if you look at a situation like the allegations of Yaya and North Cross or whatever, like however that went, that's one thing. Like it seems to me that they frown upon any kind of fraternization between inmate and staff sexually. Oh, they can't wait to throw a motherfucker under the bus then and be their true cop selves. But somebody where they just acted as if Amanda charged him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they're portraying it, like he was in defense and, you know, for his life. But at the end of the day, I feel like the male guards, the stud broads, cause a lot of the femmes to get riled up and get manhandled because of their, you know, so much masculinity and all that shit talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that. Like, and then I remember I heard Latham say one time, like, that they would antagonize inmates, start shit between them, and then place bets. The guards would, like, place bets on fights and shit like that. And the next thing you know, we're fucking locked down on controlled movement for 9 months because somebody got stabbed up in D building.
But this is the thing that they betted on. This is the thing that they wanted from us.
Right.
And then, I see in the comments it says, nah, they killed her. You talking about they killed Amber or they killed, who you talking about? And they turned their backs when they know what was going on.
Well, definitely, like, she's right about that part as far as, like, whenever a person is crying out, like Amber had, for instance, had cried out a couple of times. See, like, everybody don't know the real part of the deal is like this. Amber was going through it with T, obviously. Amber was very abusive to T in the beginning of that's something I didn't really experience with her.
Right.
Yeah, Amber kind of smacked me once, you know what I'm saying? She had put her hands on me, but not like she was doing with T. Like, I remember when Amber left me for T, like the base of her T saving and blah 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 was because I had finally had enough of her bullshit and started to whoop her ass. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that part about me, you know. And so T was Miss Johnson's orderly, and then had herself moved into Amber's room, and it just spiraled from there. But T didn't put her hands on Amber for a long time. Well, I mean, not out in the public. T would get her ass whipped in public, and and just would take it. And then one day, there goes Amber bebopping on the yard, got a black eye. You know, it just spiraled from there.
Right.
I remember that T had actually moved into C3, had gotten herself moved away from Amber. You know, and but like Amber had been put on suicide watch a couple times. There were multiple incidents where she was cutting herself and her roommates were not having it. And they don't do nothing. The failure to protect is so severe. Like, it just blows me away with the way that it is there. Like, nobody, if you get a life sentence, you ain't never getting out, really. And if you do, because God has moved a mountain, or, you know, and
right,
it's not fair. It's not fair. A lot of women, I'm not saying that all those people in there need to be let out, but a lot of women get tired of getting their ass beat by their man, or you know,
facts,
get or easily manipulated or whatever, and choose. You know, you don't know how they were raised or what kind of upbringing they had, and so they tend to cling to the wrong man, and then he does something funny style to their kids, and they get charged for. Like, it's just the way that Oklahoma incarcerates and breaks up the family unit reminds me of the agenda that's being passed around the world today. It's chaos in the world, you know, and it's to break the family unit up so that, you know, for whatever reason that they capitalize on that, it really sucks. But it is the kind of the world that we live in today, you know.
Right.
And prison changed my life, and I'm cool on that shit.
Right. Right. Now, did you find yourself cutting off the same, like, people that you hung around, like, real tough before you either went to prison or even whenever you was in prison? Did you find yourself cutting off, people that wasn't on the same page as you?
Well, so when I got out of prison, I had gotten myself kind of wrapped back up into this old life that I was living in. Shy, she's one of my best friends, Jolena Littlejohn, and when her and Haley got married, I was a part of that wedding, and then that kind of refocused me. And I had gotten my life together, gotten a house in Oklahoma City. I don't know if you remember Angelina Ciccone, but she and I had been friends for a long time, like a whole decade, and she got out of prison in September, and I had already gotten out in July of 2019. We ended up getting a house together, and everything's cool. Life's good. And then she goes to work on the weekend, and she did 6 years there at Maybell Bassett. Did graduated from the dog program, was a dog trainer, on all sorts of things. And her dog, her dog was the dog. Remember that book where they were sewing, crocheting those black dogs that they were passing that book around on the yard. I forgot what the name of that book was, but her dog, actually, they did a movie about it. Her dog was starred as that dog. And she went to work after Memorial Day weekend, and she had an aneurysm in her brain that ruptured, and she checked herself in the hospital and never checked herself back out.
Oh my God.
And so after that, that was like a downward spiral for my life. I got married to Tiffany, and I was with Tiffany for almost 2 years, and we moved to Mississippi, and my life spiraled out of control again, and I got my life together and moved to Arkansas. I live in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and I just stay away from people that I had to leave my area to be able to make it, because it's like in Oklahoma, if you get pulled over, they run you.
Yeah, they would definitely pull up your old shit. They don't give a fuck how long you've been out. None of that shit.
In Arkansas, they can't see it unless they really
dig in. Right.
On first glance, like, they can't see it, because I've mentioned, like, getting my life together and stuff, and they're like, I wonder if you don't mind me asking, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, they're like, because we can't see it unless and there's no reason. You haven't done anything to give us any reason to actually, run you like that. Like, we're just, it was a traffic stop.
Right. That's what's up. Yo, what's up, y'all? If you just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, and Couch Chronicles.No Limits on Instagram. THA Couch on Facebook, and my main Instagram and YouTube, which is THA Real JANELL. If you watching on Instagram, if you watching on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button and share the live. And if you watching on YouTube, I know it's kind of, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button. Okay? Y'all, it's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. Make sure y'all follow Jessica Parr on all social media. I will make sure to tag her and put all her information on the back. Also, if you want to support the couch, you can Cash App or PayPal. THA Real JANELL. Today is Prison Talk. Today, Thursday, and Friday is Prison Talk. And we might do it again next month if I get some more inboxes. It just depends. So, yes. I got some more questions. Now, was there any officers that you maybe had a relationship with, or maybe, to try to get a package in? You know what I mean?
Like, honestly, after you do so much time in the shoe, like, my first 2 years were hard as fuck. Like, because I allowed myself to be, my relationship with Amber was broadcasted out loud. It was, everything is like everything they would always try to separate us, and it just got old, you know. And that was one thing that I never did, was I never got with a guard. Or I was too scared to get a fucking coercion, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Facts.
Yeah. I remember one time, I think the coolest shit that probably ever happened to me was one time I was working in maintenance, and when the dog program was just being built, the kennel was just being built, and they sent us there to go clean it up. And so we were cleaning it up, and, you know, it had been, like, some stuff going on around that time whenever they were building it, and they had, like, started to fence around stuff, and they built, like, a third fence, like, you know, just doing everything they can to stop whatever was, you know. And so I went in there one time, and I found a pound of tobacco in that motherfucker. That was probably, like, the coolest thing that ever happened to me. I just tried not to. When I first got there and stuff, I messed around and was on the yard in that bullshit that was going on around there, and dibbling and dabbling with meth. It's been in my bag since my mom gave me meth when I was like 14, and it's just been something that's been an affliction for my life. It's like a thorn in my side. I can't get rid of it without the help of the Lord.
So I want to pause real quick and ask you this, because I was just telling somebody this the other day and they didn't believe me. But when you were there, were there people that were actually strung out on meth? Oh
yeah, I remember like it was yesterday. Like meth was so bad on the yard at one point that like people would say that the warden, I forgot her name. Miss Aldridge, she had white hair. They said that at one point, even during orientation, she would like come through and tell the new arrivals, like, if you involve yourself with the meth, you ought to pay bills, because I'm not going to segregate you in special house yet. I'm not going to do all that, you know.
See you Thursday too.
Keeping that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty serious whenever.
Right.
You know, like when they have a waiting list for shoes so long that they're rotating them out and picking you up, and you could get a misconduct one day and be 6 months before you go to jail for it.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Because they're like, oh hell no, because it was so crazy. It was crazy, and I mean,
right.
And then they brought the day room bears into the fucking, you know, C fucking 1 and 2, and it was like, all right, there's already 100 beds in here outside, and then you're going to add 100 more almost? Shit. It was wild. So if you got in trouble, your ass went to the day room and slept, and that was a punishment you didn't want, you know what I'm saying? That sucked.
Right. Now, what do you identify as?
Jessica Parr. I'm a woman. Like, if I that's controversial for me.
Okay, so stop. Before you answer that, well, could we catch you marrying a man and wearing a dress at your wedding?
No, this is the there is coming to a point in my life where, like, as you can see, I've started to kind of grow my hair out, because I don't want to be with a man, but I don't want to be with a woman anymore either, I don't think, because it's not natural. And my feeling about that, for me and what I'm going on, if I'm kind of going to implement what Ms. Bohan had said and kind of do something opposite. I'm just trying to figure out who I am, because I've always been distracted by relationships, and they've always been with women, and they have always been toxic. So for me, it just seems like, you know, and it's been this way. I've been this way my whole life. I mean, I have been with guys, you know, when I was younger, but it's been since my teenage years, you know, and I just, so that's not anything that I want to do. I've learned that I need to, I've been on a spiritual journey, and I'm not going to stop. I've just been abstaining. I've just been trying to abstain as best I can, and to, and I mean, I'm human, you know, but for the most part, I have been abstaining. I've got a good job, so so I've just been
staying
really
busy. Right.
I'm sorry. I've just been focusing on that. I'm like the general manager. I'd like to be the general manager probably of the firehouse subs from Matt. And so it's just something that I've never experienced before. I've never had that kind of. I've been growing up in this last year. It's a refining process.
That's what's up. And Wack, you definitely right. She said she was the only one that was doing months for a phone. She's damn fucking right. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? For sure. That's one thing. You know what? One thing that actually helped me get out of prison faster was getting a Class X. And when I realized that people was getting Class X's and leaving prison, I said, I got to get me one of those.
Well, like I got a Class X, and I had to wait till that thing fell off. Like it wasn't like I couldn't go to lower security with it. And
really?
You know. And
I went straight to that bitch with it.
I wasn't like, even though like what was wild is even though I had as much time as I had, and that I had. Okay, so when I first came to prison on that 17, like I think the most. What was more fucked up than even sentencing day when I get there, and my cutting my ankle monitor off wasn't even DOC related anything, but I had to do 2 years of level 2 when I first got to prison.
Right.
I remember I was so bad, Miss Beckelheim. I was on canteen restriction for 17 months. You know, and so it was.
I actually remember that shit.
I don't ever want to hell to them. Like, it's just, I would rather be in the world on my most broke day is a better day than our most rich day in prison.
Right.
Hell no. You know, because you can't trust nobody, it seems like. If you do got somebody as a guard or whatever the case may be, it's only going to last for a very little time because people, they run their mouths. Like, there's no kind of unity.
Right.
And there's a lot of jealousy, backbiting. Like, it's just, you know, it's too much. It's too much. They're like, people just you know, just keep your head low and do what you gotta do because it ain't.
Shout out to TLC. Okay. If y'all just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora. Follow Couch Chronicles .No Limits on Instagram, THA Couch on Facebook. And my main Instagram and YouTube, which is THA Real JANELL. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you share the live. And I can tell if you share the live. You know how people be like, oh, I shared it. Yeah, I don't see that little arrow going, whoosh. Then you didn't share it. You lying. You capping. We don't do that over here. Okay? It's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits, but it's a limit to that lying, baby. Okay? Y'all make sure you follow Jessica Parr on all social media. It's prison talk for the rest of this week. If you have been on the yard and you want to talk about your experience, what you've been through and what you're doing now, you're more than welcome to hit the invite button. It's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limits. So now, do you feel like studs had it easier on the yard? Not saying that you identified as a stud.
Oh, well, I did. I did. Like I said, I think that it depends. It's a case-to-case basis, on a case-to-case officer, like, or staff member, or whoever, because, like, I surely had officers that let me make it, but I also had officers that gave me the absolutes. And there was such, like, a high turnover rate. Like, I remember, like, when I first got there, there was like Miss Johnson, case manager, Miss Beckelheimer, Catch was a case manager, a unit manager, and then Ola, Messy Butt.
Chopin. I said Chopin.
Yeah, well, Miss Chopin was like, so I did, to Maple Bassett 2 times.
Oh, okay.
The first time I did the delayed sentencing program in 2008, and Mr. Nwoji was my case manager, and Mr. Chopin was over C3 at the time, and he was he wasn't one that liked me. But,
he didn't like nobody, but he loved
but
me.
When I came back, he was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, he was
like,
from C3 actually.
Give me the blues. Adiosin. He gave me the blues. You know.
Yeah.
So that was an experience to say that, like, with all how it was, like, I think I have like. That's why I don't think I would compete with a man, because of all the, like, dominant guards that were, because I didn't have it easy. Like, I couldn't just, like, bat my eyes or smooth talk a man. Not that I was trying to, but it's not something that it's not something I'm good at. It didn't work like that for me.
Right.
Like, I mean, I've seen even the hardest of motherfuckers that were cruel to a stud be, like, not so cool to a femme, you know? And I think it's just the luck of the draw. Like, who's willing to take a risk and who's willing to take a risk? I mean, and I can see why it happens, because sometimes those officers be working because they're overpaid. I mean, overworked and underpaid.
Right.
Just kind of like the rest of the world today. And, you know, or they'll get snowed in or whatever they got it locked down because of the statewide or whatever. So, I mean, when you're at work with these criminal women who some of them won't ever leave the little community of Maple Bassett, unfortunately, but when you're around women all the time and you're away from your family, or you have problems at home, or you don't have a wife at home, so, you know, it's not like no big deal, but it is a big deal because the motherfuckers can't keep their mouth shut, or, you know, there's that one inmate that's going to set that motherfucker up on purpose to get him and to blackmail him or whatever, and potentially trick somebody and cost them their life. Which, I mean, it's it worth it?
Right.
Hell no.
Right. Have you ever been put in a position where you had to do that yourself? Trick somebody off? Or you trick somebody off yourself?
No, I don't agree with messing with anybody's livelihood.
Right.
You never know what somebody has to do with. I remember one time, like, Officer Haynes, like, there was a rumor in the yard, like, Officer Haynes had a special needs child. And so you never know what you're dealing with. Like, at the end of the day, prison taught me, like, those people are just doing a job, kind of just like the police. So I'm not saying that the police are cool, or I'm not saying anything like that, but not all police are bad.
Right.
And some police are just really just trying to do their job. And if I'm the one, for me, I was guilty of my charge. You know, I was guilty, and I did my time for it. I think the coolest thing that happened out of all that was like Norman, Cleveland County waived like $3,500 because my prison time was sufficient.
That's what's
which is cool. But I mean, I was my own fault. I'm just not cool with that shit. But I also ain't cool with a guard being fucking slimy and messy and messing around with a girl, but they don't go their way and then they want, because it's always gonna be you, baby.
Right.
You the one gonna go to jail. You the one that's gonna lose all your shit.
Right.
Get to a one, get a motherfucking Class X. Maybe stay on locked for if you gotta go to trial, or, you know, but it don't really matter because they motherfuckers snitch on you in there and you still do business with them. So, like, it's weird to me in there.
Facts. Now, I got a few more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. I definitely appreciate you for being on the couch, y'all. If you just now tuning in, make sure you follow Jessica Parr. I'm going to make sure that I tag her because it's been a vibe. We was on the yard. We did time together. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of people that I can tell you that I really remember. Like, you could be like, do you remember so-and-so? And I'll just be like, okay. But it's some people that I do remember. And Jessica Parr is one of them. Okay. And I always say, and I'm going to say it again, since we just now started prison talk for this month, Not a lot of black girls was nice to me. Okay? And a lot of the people that was very, very nice to me just so happened to be white. And Jessica was one of them.
Yeah, I remember like you and Schizo and all like making music in there. Like it's not like something that just
yes, and we doing it now still.
Yeah, that's like I God transformed her too. And it's just a transformation is amazing. Once you've been touched by something as magnificent as the hand of the Lord, you can do nothing but shine.
Right. That is so true. That is so true. Now, Jessica, what's the main thing that you learned that you took from prison that you use right now to this day?
Some sign language. Pastor Cheryl they had a sign language class, and she would sign for the Lord, and they did a wow. And so I remember Mr. Doss, and there was a new principal that had come to the school there, and I don't remember his name, but he had allowed Pastor Cheryl to do like an ASL class, and she was allowed to pick certain people to do it. It was a college course style level class, but they allowed her to teach it, and so I did that for like 16 weeks, once a week, and I learned some from that, and it helps me to communicate some, like if I'm at work or whatever, to where I don't have to write everything down. I mean, I'm not as fluent as like you know what I mean, but I could definitely hold a conversation if I need to.
That's what's up. That's dope as hell. That's dope as hell. Now, my last question is, what are you doing now that you said you were working and you're almost about to be a manager? Are you hiring?
Well, yeah, we're hiring. I'm in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and in Arkansas, minimum wage is $11.
Okay.
I am the assistant general manager there now. Hopefully, like the goal is to be like the general manager of a location, and they're booming. A firehouse is a sub shop that
Yep.
hot subs is better than any other sub shop, in my opinion, and it's not just a biased answer because I work there.
I will say this. I've heard that. I'm vegan, but I've heard that that's the best.
But actually, speaking of, that's what I'm trying to. What we got going on is I've started to go to a small church in a small town, and I'm in the natural state because a lot is happening and real quickly, and the food that's going around these days is bioengineered food, and it's not doing you any good, and we're not designed to eat meat, and we've been bamboozled by a lot of people for a lot of time, and indoctrination is real. So that being said, I mean, I know you guys are seeing what's going on around social media.
I've been vegan for 4 years.
Right. Well, also, I've been on a spiritual experience with mushrooms too.
I've been on that for 4. Y'all late. Look. When I was doing it, everybody was saying, "Girl, you doing them white people drugs." Now everybody's like, "Girl, can you teach me what you know?"
I just tripped last night. I ate 3 grams last night, and
also make sure that y'all check out my single shrooms. It's on all social media.
For me, this is what happens is I also believe that I've taken a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like Dr. Sebi. Like you gotta have, we gotta be living things like fruits and vegetables with seeds. Like the Bible actually tells you what you should be eating, and it says that you shouldn't eat any meat that doesn't have a divided hoof and chews its cut, like animals like gazelles and goats and sheep, like stuff like that. You're not supposed to eat anything in the water that, as long as it only has fins and scales. That's it. But people don't understand that you are what you eat, and if you're eating, that's why you're sick. You're partying all in the wintertime. People are sick because they're partying all summer. They're not preparing their body, and you only get one body, and you got to watch what you put into it because what we're eating is killing us.
Right. I mean, right for y'all. I get it.
No. Like, I've started to slowly, like, remove meat from my life,
well, if you need some vegan recipes, I got you. I got a whole vegan page.
I'm looking more into holistic medicines, like,
I got you. Say
yeah,
less. I got you.
I believe that trauma helps keep you in your madness and your sickness, and so that's why with the mushrooms you're having healing that you don't even know is there, because your body has automatically took the trauma and blocked it out for you so that you could make it. And but that trauma that's suppressed keeps you in bondage subconsciously, and so like shrooms, ayahuasca, stuff like that helps you to let that go.
You're preaching to the choir.
Well, that's how it is for me, and it's just gonna get and just even better from there, you know.
Right. That's what's up, y'all. Jessica, I definitely appreciate you for being on the couch. For sure. It's Prison Talk, y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all know before we end, I'm gonna play time. I'm gonna start it over because we started Jessica right as it was starting. So we about to get right into time. Jessica, thank you for being on the couch. Make sure you put all your information, put your job information in the comments too.
I will.
All right, bet. Thank you for being on the couch.
I appreciate it.
Yes, no problem. Y'all, hey, we about to get right into the song time. Y'all already know what the vibes is. Don't fucking play with me.
How's this time?
Yes. This is for all my babies. I love y'all. Anybody that's locked up that I fuck with and that I don't fuck with. Anybody that's locked up, y'all know I fuck with y'all, period. Okay? If I don't know you, guess what? If you see this, I know you now. Okay? Shout out to all my peoples. Everybody that I did time with.
Big slime,
It's for us.
I did big time. Giving up the years, they took me straight off the front line. I'm not lying. Been watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. Then the judges dismissed me like I was dumb too. Then the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. Then reality set in like it was supposed to. Cat calls down the hall, that's what them folks do. Round bag, bologna sandwich in them jumpsuits. My cellmate just did 100 years on some dumb shit. Damn, is this the end of the days? Cause living in a cell is just like being in a grave. If ain't no money on your books, then you ain't eating shit. You better pray that you get mail a penitentiary gift. And for them lonely days, a visitation list from your family and your friends, that's a major lift. And yo, spirit, all the drama on the yard, you wanna forget it. Yeah. Behind these walls is different, and you wouldn't understand if you didn't live it. Ayy, big slime, I did big time. Ayy, and they took me out the front line. I'm still scarred from doing my time. And everybody say I should let go. I'm trying, but it is something to my mental. In or out the pin, you know I'm staying 10 toes. If you ain't know, now you know. I hold my own, that ain't wrong. And I know I gotta think different. Cause if I don't, then I guess I'll be the same nigga. Wait, I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to be a better person so I don't have to get physical. I gotta get my mind right for the limelight. I don't care who's judging if they don't know doing timeline. Trying to be an example to my fans and all my peoples and my nieces and my nephew. Big slime, I did big time. Sitting in that cold cell in the daytime. Your time be fine, but it's not like the world, no. Big slime, I did big time. Giving up them years, they took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. And watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. And the judges dismissed me like I was dumb too. And the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. Damn, it's just the end of the days. And the cell is just like being in the grave.
Yes. That song is for us. Yes. I love y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. I love y'all. I will see y'all Thursday again on Prison Talk. I love y'all. Make sure y'all follow the page. Follow Jessica. Support Jessica and everything that she's doing. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive vibes and energy, okay? That's all we trying to spread. You feel me? I love y'all. If you want to support the couch, you can Cash App or PayPal, THA, real JANELL. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, THA, Couch on Facebook, my main Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, which is THA, real JANELL. I love y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. Y'all have a good night. Ew. Hey.